Hello, everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Jannik Sinner vs Carlos Alcaraz, French Open 2025 Men's Singles Final. Head-to-head record, schedule, and how to watch Roland-Garros action live. Alcaraz won when the pair met in Rome last month, but who will prevail in the French Open final? World number one Sinner is seeking a third consecutive slam triumph, while the Spaniard hopes to maintain his 100% record in major finals, who will be crowned French Open men's singles champion at Roland-Garros on Sunday, June 8, 2025. Just as in the women's singles, the final sees a clash between the top two players in the world rankings, with Jannik Sinner going up against reigning champion Carlos Alcaraz. World number one Sinner only returned from a 3-month drug suspension in Rome last month. He reached the final where he fell to the Spaniard in straight sets. Alcaraz has, in fact, won their last 4 meetings, including in last year's Roland-Garros semifinals, where he prevailed 6-3 in the decider. This will be Sinner's first French Open final, and victory on Sunday would see him tie Alcaraz on 4 slam titles. Here is what you need to know ahead of the 2025 French Open men's singles final. French Open 2025 final, Jannik Sinner bids for 3rd consecutive slam. Soon after retaining his Australian Open title in January, Sinner accepted a 3-month suspension for a positive drug test to return last year. He was found to bear no fault or negligence after the banned substance entered his body through a massage administered by his physio, but he was deemed responsible for his entourage's negligence. The 23-year-old returned to action at last month's Italian Open and was quickly up to speed. He made almost serene progress to the final but found Alcaraz a tougher nut to crack. And after losing a first-set tiebreak, Sinner capitulated 6-1 in the second. In Paris, Sinner has been even better. He has served just 2 double faults in the entire tournament and is the only player in either singles draw not to drop a set. Not even the great Novak Djokovic could manage to take a set off the Italian. Having won last year's US Open and a 2nd Australian Open, Sinner is seeking a 3rd consecutive slam title. However, he will have to reverse his recent poor form against Alcaraz if he is to keep alive his hopes of holding all 4 slams at the same time. French Open 2025 final, Carlos Alcaraz aims for 5th slam triumph. No man has retained the French Open title since a certain Rafael Nadal did so in 2020. Now another Spaniard has the chance to achieve that feat, although Alcaraz has a very long way to go to match the King of Clay's record 14 titles at Roland-Garros. As well as an excellent recent record against Sinner, Alcaraz has won all 4 of his previous Grand Slam finals. Last year at Roland-Garros, he defeated Alexander Zverev in 5 sets to claim a first French Open title. He then defeated Djokovic for a 2nd consecutive year in the Wimbledon final. Unlike Sinner, Alcaraz has dropped sets 4 to be precise on his way to the final, including the opener of his semi-final against Sinner's Davis Cup team mate Lorenzo Musetti. It was only when the 22-year-old Carlitos won the 2nd set tiebreak that the match started to go his way. His forehand, which had been a liability early on, was especially impressive before the 8th seed was forced to retire with a thigh injury. Over the last fortnight, Sinner has undoubtedly been the more impressive of the two. But Alcaraz goes into the match as the narrow favorite to claim a 2nd French Open and a 5th career slam title. French Open 2025, where to watch the Roland-Garros men's singles final live. Sinner and Alcaraz meet in the men's singles final at Roland-Garros on Sunday, June 8 on Court Philippe Chatrier, with the match due to start at 15:00 local time in Paris CEST, GMT2. TNT Sports, HBO Max, and True TV share the coverage of Roland-Garros matches in the USA, with Canadian supporters able to watch on TSN and RDS. Fans in France can watch the Grand Slam live on France TV and Amazon Prime, with coverage on TNT in the UK, while Eurosport hold the rights for the rest of Europe. In Australia, The French Open will be shown on Stan Sport and 9 News, while for fans in India, Sony 10 is the place to watch every point live. The full list of broadcasters for the 2025 French Open is available here. Please subscribe the channel. Share this with a friend. Thank you.